what's up, Jersey Talk? Thank you for tuning into the first Ask the Coach segment. Today I got my ex-coach, Coach Chretien Lukusa, Morgan State assistant. So, Coach, man, how you doing today?
I'm doing well, Todd, man. I appreciate you asking me to come in here and kind of talk to you and the guys that follow you, girls that follow you, man. I'm excited about this.
Appreciate it. Now, for sure, I think it's definitely gonna be good. So let's just get right into it. Got a few questions for you. You know what I'm saying? Let's
Definitely.
see what you got for us. So,
Okay.
first question. Obviously, conference is starting up. So, what are you and the other coaches emphasizing to your team going into conference play?
Well, that's a great question. I think the best part about conference play, right? I think the way we break down our season is that you really have 3 seasons, and if you're lucky, four. You have obviously, your non-league games that you got to really try to develop some chemistry and try to put your best foot forward, and hopefully you can show well in your non-league portion of your season. Then you get to the second part of your season, which is conference play, and now we're in our second part of our season. Third part of your season is obviously conference tournament, and if you're fortunate enough, you get to the NCAA tournament or postseason, which is the fourth part of the season. So entering conference play, the second part of our season, we're just telling our guys that every game is important. You're fighting for your lives here. You're fighting for seeding, and you can't take a day off, a practice off, and you just got to bring it every day.
No, that's facts, coach. That's facts. One thing that I noticed, you guys did you get your first conference game postponed at North NC Central, right?
It was at Central,
Okay.
correct?
So how besides that cancellation, how has COVID overall affected your team so far this year?
Yeah, I think it's affected us like it's affected everybody, man. We had a stretch where we had about like 7 or 8 guys or people in our program, our travel party, get COVID, right? And it slowed us down a little bit. But fortunately, we got a great training staff and a great team of doctors here in Baltimore who are right on top of it with testing and all that kind of stuff, and a great AD who's really diligent about testing and making sure that we got everything we needed to be safe. So I think it affected us. It slowed us down. We missed about four or five games in our schedule due to it, but it also gave us a little break in terms of being able just to refocus and regather and give some people some time to go home and spend some time with family and just kind of settle down before we got to this part of our schedule.
Okay. So you said you mentioned you had a few guys out. Obviously, injuries play a part
Mm,
in a regular season, but these protocols can
mm,
also take availability away from guys. As a
mm.
coach, is there ever a time where you say, "Damn, I actually might have to play this kid"? Like you just looking at the kid like, "Damn, I don't want to play him, but I might have to because it's COVID stuff." Is it? Can you tell me a little bit about
Absolutely, but it's
that?
that's real. But the thing is with that though, T, like it it's hard to say that when a kid does not bring it in practice.
Mhm.
Like when you got your 14th and 15th player and 13 through 15 or whatever, and every day in practice they're like lazy and they don't play hard, they don't compete, they're getting, burned on every drill,
Mhm.
then those moments are so much more difficult.
Right.
But if you got a program where like we emphasize that 1 through 15 compete and go hard, like you feel a little bit more confident saying that,
You can
even
always
though
prove that
that
you're a competitor.
person.
Mm.
Exactly. Even though 13, 14, 15 may not be as talented as the other guys, you feel like they're going to be able to go out there and compete.
Okay.
So it makes it a little bit easier.
All right. Okay. So transition a little bit, coach.
Mm,
I know you guys had the as obviously you guys are HBCU. The NBA
right.
has launched their inaugural HBCU. Was it a tournament?
No, it's actually a one-game
One game
showcase. So it's
showcase.
called the NBA and HBCU Challenge.
Okay.
So
Right.
we get to play Howard on the Saturday of All-Star Weekend in Cleveland during the festivities and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So it's an important game. It's a conference game,
It is a
right?
conference.
So it's kind of like mixed emotions. You want to go out there and kind of relax a little bit, but at the same time, you got a huge game to prepare for.
And it's nationally televised, correct?
Yeah, it's on ESPN
Right.
two, on TNT, and on NBA TV.
So, what do you think that opportunity is can do for Morgan State, and then also can do for HBCU hoops in general?
I think it could do it. It's a huge platform, first of all, right? I think it's going to give us an opportunity to showcase that we have as much talent as any league in the MEAC at a HBCU. You know that we get the same opportunities, or that we're now starting to get some of the opportunities that some of the PWIs have been, afforded. So I think it's just a great opportunity to be able to travel and play on such a big stage and represent, a historically black institution.
Right. Coach, I gotta ask you, man.
Talk
HBCU,
to me.
you guys got any white players over
Yeah,
there?
we do. He starts fresh. You might see
Oh
him.
yeah.
We got one.
Okay.
We got one. We got a big fella.
How does
Big
that?
fella from
Go ahead.
Oregon.
Word. Word. How
Yeah,
is that
man.
a
And we got a white assistant coach too. So
okay?
we got a little
Little
we got a
diversity in
little
there.
a little
Little
little salt,
sprinkle, little
a
sprinkle.
little sprinkle in
Word.
there. So
Coach,
yeah.
honestly, I'm interested in that dynamic. Just what? How is that? How does that go? You guys like joke around with them on the team, or how's that
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
go? Yeah.
But you have to think about it though. It could be the same at a PWI.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like when I played college basketball, we had maybe two white guys on my team. So it's like, so it's like
It can go both
it
ways.
could
Right.
be it could be the same way at a PWI. It's just the difference is that once you leave the basketball court, leave the locker room, he's gonna be, surrounded by, more white people. Here, it's just gonna be surrounded by more black people.
Right. Good experience.
So
It'll
it's
be good
life.
experience either way. Good experience either.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly.
And coach, that's funny that you mentioned your playing days. I wanted to ask you a little bit about that because obviously you coached me at Binghamton,
Mhm,
and you also played there. So
mhm,
while I was there, we weren't able to get much success on the court. But
mhm,
while you were there, you were part of one of the most winning teams. You were able to get to
mhm,
a championship. So can
mhm.
you kind of tell me what that winning environment was like while you were at Binghamton?
Oh, it was special, man. It's crazy. Like Binghamton is ripe. It's a basketball town. There's not another professional team, another college in an hour or 60 mile, 70 mile radius, right? So like, Syracuse is about an hour and 10 away. So basketball is huge in Binghamton, right? So we it was amazing. The environment, the student body, the locals, everybody was really really supportive of the program. And obviously everybody wants to support winners, right? So,
Right.
but the thing is too, in Binghamton, that even when we were struggling, we were still drawing. We still had fans at the games, like they support. So it's a good basketball community. But when we were winning, it was special. People sleeping outside for tickets. Every game sold out. It was rocking in there. So and then getting to the first ever NCAA tournament appearance for the university was also special. Like, the campus was crazy. So,
Coach, all right. So I remember while we were at Binghamton, we played Delaware State.
mm,
And I remember we was beating on them bad. We took their crowd. So I wanted
mm,
to I wanted to ask you, even when we played Morgan State, you guys had a very lively crowd, and I just loved playing in
hmm
that. Can you
yeah,
talk a little bit about what the difference in I guess game environments that you've
mm.
experienced maybe at HBCUs from a PWI?
Oh, that's a great question, man. I think the thing is, like, it's so much more urban, right?
Right.
A lot of the crowds are so much more urban, where they're engaged with it. Like, they like the flash,
Yeah.
right? So like they relate to the players so much more than a typical crowd. Like, right? So they want to see some of the flashy plays. They want to see a team go on a 10-0 run and go crazy. Not to say that at a PWI you won't get some of that, but at a HBCU, it's like when the crowd is there, you feel them the entire game. Like,
Right.
the energy in the building is so much different. It's exciting, man. We got some really good fans, man.
I can definitely attest to that. I've been on the sides of both sides. Honestly, I've played against you guys.
Yeah, when we
Yeah,
played you guys, like, that game was
that
rocking.
was a
Like,
crazy game. That was definitely
that
lit.
game
That
was
was definitely
rocking.
a lit game. I
Yeah,
missed that
yeah.
environment, and even just
Mhm.
from bigger PWIs, it's a different vibe. It's just a different vibe.
Right,
Obviously, like
right,
you mentioned, at bigger schools, they'll have a lot of crowds. They'll pack the crowds. There'll be a lot of excitement, but just the overall vibe and kind of what you're
right,
hearing and just
right,
your energy is definitely.
right, right, right.
So my last question for you, Coach, is taking it back to Bing again.
All right.
You were definitely. I was talking to Albert the other day. For people who don't know Albert's,
how's my man Al doing, man?
He's doing great. He just played for Team Kenya. He just finished his
I saw that, man.
really
I saw he has some big dunks too.
You know he has.
He's still a freak athlete, so
right.
I mean, I'm not surprised about that. You know.
So back in the day when you were teaching us those moves, man, I definitely I took the moves that you gave me, and then the student beat the master. I don't know if you have any recollection of that, but I used to do you and Coach Courtney kind of bad out there. Kind of using the moves you taught me. So
stop it.
What? Come on, hey,
stop
Coach.
it.
I'm supposed to be the one with the concussions, Coach. You're supposed to remember this. You're supposed to remember this. Come on now.
You probably got some, but I think overall I might have gotten more.
More what?
More dubs. More dubs. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Oh my God! Wow.
Okay. I think so. Nah, it was good. It was good. We played a lot though.
No, it was definitely some bad.
It should be that way though, man.
Word.
But we had fun with it, man. I think the biggest thing is like, and I'm like that with our guys here at Morgan. Like I want to sweat with you guys. Like I think there's value in sweat equity. You'll listen to me a little bit more if I'm willing to sweat with you, willing to bump with you, and then I can criticize you and you won't react to it like it's negative. I'm just trying to build you up. So I think that's important, man. Like I never take myself too serious. Like I don't care if the players call me coach. Like we could have a real honest and cool relationship, but as long as you're willing to listen to me when we're talking about basketball and all that kind of stuff, wonderful. And off the court, I want you to feel free to be able to come to me and talk to me about social issues, relationship issues, home issues, whatever it is that may be bothering you.
No, that's great, Coach. And I can definitely, just being a player under you, I can definitely say you do a good job of that, and you've been doing a great job of that at Morgan State. So, Coach, continue, of course, man. Continue to just do that. Really pay attention to these student athletes, man, and just keep doing what you're doing, Coach. You're doing a great job.
Appreciate it, man.
Already.
But hold up. Yo. I thought you said you had some crazy questions for me, like some.
Oh, I was just mixing them up. I didn't know how crazy you wanted to get. I just wanted to throw in.
No, you said you had some off and wacky questions. This was a lot of softball questions.
Oh, real? Okay, so now, all right. So, you know what, Coach? I'll have to get you on another episode. Okay. You can play a little bit more hardball then. That's cool?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, word. All right, see, this is the first segment. I know how crazy you want to go. But next time, I got something for you. I already got.
We can talk about LeBron versus Jordan if you want, but we'll save that for another segment. We'll leave that alone. Don't give me your opinion.
We'll save that for another segment. All right, Coach. Appreciate you having it up, chopping it up with me today, man. Coach, best of luck to you. Best of luck in the HBCU Challenge, man, and keep representing, man.
Man, thank you, man. Stay healthy, and keep doing your thing, man. Yes, sir. Say hi to the family as well.
Yo, what's up, Jersey Talk? Yo, thank you for tuning in to the first episode on YouTube. I got a good guest for you to start it off. My guy, SG the Real. Sam Green, native Maryland native, senior forward at Howard. So, Sam, how you doing today, bro?
I'm doing well, man. Thank you for having me, bro.
Appreciate it, bro. I definitely wanted to come up and chop it up with you about a few things today, man. One, just the fact that we go back to AAU days, and just seeing you progress through your college career. So, definitely thank you for chopping it up with me today.
No problem. Glad to be here, bro.
Alrighty. So what I always like to do, bro, start with a talk to me nice piece. Something positive to start the podcast. So I'll start off and I'll pass it to you. So what I got for today is a quote. It's a quote by yours truly, matter of fact. I ain't gonna hold you. Positive mindsets produce productivity. And I was just sitting there, and I was in a slump, bro. I was in a little slump. I'm not gonna hold you. And I was just thinking, like, I can't let this mental slump, hinder what I'm trying to do with my academics, you know what I'm saying, with my future and all these other moves. So I kind of made that mantra up to myself, telling myself, trying to get myself out that slump. So, and it's been working so far, bro. It's been working so far. I've been back on my grind in the areas I need to grind at. And I just wanted to share that. So that's my talk.
Nah, that's real. That's real, bro. That's real. I like that. Yes, sir.
What you got for me, bro?
Oh, I got a word. I don't got a quote. I got a word. So I think a big word that stuck with me a lot throughout my college career, probably like especially when I was at Drexel, I'd probably say perseverance. So at Drexel, I know I came in, I was recruited by one coach. He got fired, and then they brought in another coach. I still ended up going there. I felt like I was at a disadvantage than all the other players because they were recruited there. I felt like I was singled out, like almost like the the stepchild, almost that kind of feeling on the team. But I kind of I put in the work. I stayed down. I waited my turn, and I ended up playing my junior and senior year. I had a little injury my sophomore year, but I persevered. I feel like I stayed down. I put in the work. And when things got tough, I didn't just give up. I kind of pushed through and made it happen.
No, that's facts, bro. That's facts. And especially in college basketball, for people who don't know that when your coach leaves, a lot of times it's clipped for a lot of dudes, bro. It's clipped for a lot of
For
dudes
sure,
who want to
yeah.
get up out of there, rightfully so, because like you said, the position that they fall into,
Sure.
bro.
Yeah.
But let's take it back, bro. Let's take it back. Let's take it back to the upbringing. So, tell me what it was like growing up back in Bowie, Maryland, correct?
Yes, sir.
And tell me what it was like in the Green household for you growing up.
And so, I mean, I was an only child. I do have a half brother, but he never lived with me. So I was basically like an only child. I was real close to my mom. My mom was the one, she was a principal, so she was kind of hard on me when it came to school and everything. So, she just stayed on me as far as school and just, being a good student and everything. And then my dad was more so the basketball guy, making sure I was doing what I had to do basketball-wise. So I had a good relationship with both of them, kind of for different reasons. But, I think it all, worked out at the end. And as I got older, I was able to kind of use both, words of wisdom that they gave me for each of those things and, kind of carry it on throughout this college career of mine. So, I'm blessed for the parents I have and the situation, they put me in and everything. So, growing up was I could say great. I can't say anything less than great, man. I'm blessed to be in the position I'm in.
That's good. That's a good mindset, good outlook on everything. You said your mom was a principal, right?
She was a principal at an elementary school in PG County. She's been kind of at a different couple schools over the last couple years, as far as me growing up and everything. But yeah, she was a principal.
Did you go to this? Did you attend the school she was a principal at?
Nah, I couldn't do that.
I was in trouble. That's why.
I can't do that. Nah, mom gonna be all up on me.
You're a comm major, right?
Yeah, I was comm my undergrad is comm. My grad is sociology.
Okay, so did you ever think about getting into education because of your mother, or was that ever a thought for you?
You saying like as far as college in general, or
as a major and a career?
Oh, okay. So comm, comm. I honestly was started general business, but I just felt like as far as myself and me personally, comm was a better route, and it came a lot more natural for me. As I took those classes, my mom really didn't have any influence in like the majors I chose. I pitched her ideas, and she would give me her take. That's why I started with the general business. But I took a couple courses. That wasn't the route for me, so I went to the comm.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I changed my not my undergrad, but my master's program I'm getting right now is actually in education. My undergrad was also in education.
Yeah, I was looking at education when I was transferring to Howard. I ended up going sociology, but my mom was pushing for the education, with her being a principal and everything, but, I had chose sociology.
And with your pops being more active on the basketball side of things, what age did you really get into basketball?
I probably say I started playing organized at like 8.
Okay.
I probably played like, unorganized, like club teams and everything when I was 7. I started playing just to lose weight. And then when I was 8, I had a pretty good skill set. So I started playing on an AAU team and everything. And that's when I kind of took it serious, probably like 9, 10 and under. That's when I kind of started taking it serious.
Is that when you kind of developed a real passion for the love of for the game?
Yeah, so I think it was more so like when I was that 8-year-old, I was playing for fun and to lose weight, and then like my coach, my trainer, he was like my coach and trainer. He kind of was like, look, you can really do something with this as far as taking it to the next level and using basketball as a tool to get you an education and everything. So I probably say early on, my goal with basketball was to go to college for free. So You know, I probably say like 9, 10 is when I probably started taking it serious to that point.
All right, and that's when you played for Slam and Jam, right?
I played for, you know, I got these ages a little bit mixed up. I started off with Memo Vision when I was 8 and under and 9 and under, I believe. I went to Slam and Jam like 11 and under, I want to say.
Okay.
11 and under, yeah.
Is that, I think Slam and Jam, if I'm recalling correctly, that's when you kind of established yourself in the area, started to build a name for yourself.
For sure. So I want to say I developed most of my skill set with Memo Vision. And then when I took that leap, you know, I switched teams to Slam and Jam, and that's when I really got to like thrive and do my thing,
bro. Yeah,
because I was like one of the main pieces on the team. I was able to like really show off and, you know, take over.
Nah, I'll say two things, bro. First of all, man, with Vision, y'all niggas was cheating like shit.
Yeah. Hey yo, I want to say this now. I was never a part of the cheating. I always played my age group. My mom was not rocking for me cheating.
Word, all right, I heard that.
Yeah.
Second thing,
I ain't.
With bro. No, I remember, bro, because I came in. I was playing for DC Heat at the time, and I was a power forward back then, like playing a little bit of center. And I always remember when we played Slam and Jam, bro. I hated that game because I didn't want to have to cover you. I'm not gonna hold you, bro.
Yeah,
you were definitely.
I was way bigger than everybody.
Man, you was physically bigger than everybody, bro. So
yeah.
How does that? Do you think growing early had an overall effect on your game and your play style to this day?
For sure. I mean, I look at it from two ways. I definitely think it put me at a disadvantage for the future because, you know, early on I was so big, they just had me playing, you know, center. So what I do, I had the big man skills, but, you know, as I got to high school, that's when everybody was catching up. You know, 6'6" that's not a big man size. So, you know, I was 6'6", I was 6'4" in 8th grade. So I just stopped. I didn't really grow too much past, you know, like 8th, 9th grade. That's when I got on my height. Right. So, you know, like I said, it put me at a disadvantage because I just, you know, I came up learning to play the big man position. But then also, on the other hand, I look at it like now when I got to college, I had to play more so on the wing and on the perimeter, I would say. But I still had those big man moves. So, you know, I'm probably a bigger than your traditional, you know, wingman as far as my weight. So I can use like my muscle and stuff to get inside and, you know, use those post move skills that I learned early on. So, you know, it all worked out.
And then you also developed that jump shot. When did you get that?
I could always shoot it a little bit when I was at McNamara and DC Assault, but I'm gonna definitely credit Drexel for that jump shot because I wasn't seeing the floor and I had to figure something out. And then I think over time I just said, you know what, I'm last man on the bench. You know, it's me and the walk-ons at this point. I might as well go out here and, you know, I ain't got nothing to lose, so I started shooting. And I started shooting in practice, and it was falling. So. You know, it helped me out.
All right. You talked about assault, bro. I wanna cover that a little bit. So after you moved to assault, obviously y'all had a lot of talent on that team. A lot of talent. Mm-hmm. And I'm wondering when you got there, actually your overall years, bro. Could you tell me and pinpoint maybe one year where you thought y'all had the most success as a team or maybe the most fun as a team? And what
man. I'd say I'm terrible with these numbers, man, but I want to say that was it 9th grade? I know it was gold jerseys. We still had Joe, Lonnie, and Red. We had the whole mob. That's when we still merged. I want to say this was like 9th grade, maybe 10th grade, summer. But I couldn't even call it. But we was like winning every tournament we went to. We was winning every tournament. Every week it was championship. It was some article written about, you know, individual players and as a team. I think we was ranked first, like number 1 in the country that year too. So that was definitely the biggest year. And, you know, with that success came a lot of trips, and those trips turned into a lot of, you know, good bonding memories and moments. So, you know, those are my guys for life for sure. So. I'd probably say that year. I want to say it was probably like 9th, 10th grade. I'm not exactly sure, though.
Y'all definitely had a mob, bro. I remember that for sure.
Yeah.
Bro, I remember back home, you used to hear people like, bro, I'm tired of playing. I'm about to go play for Assault. I'm about to go play for Assault.
Yeah,
I'll see you at the run and shoot next weekend, bro. You ain't about to go play for them.
exactly, bro. Everybody wanted to be a part of that mob. That was an exclusive mob right there.
Exclusive, bro. So are you still close with all those guys? Like, you know, you named a few of those. Red, what was there? And Anchor was over there, right?
Yeah.
So are you still close with some of those guys?
I'm real close with Bug and Red and Ock. I still keep in touch with Lonnie. I still keep in touch with Joe, Blake.
Word.
I mean, you know, I still see some of the guys that was on the team like throughout the years from Thunder and from Assault. Like I see him, I speak to him and everything. But as far as consistency, I probably just say those four: Ant, Bug, Ock, and Red, and then Joe and Lonnie sometimes.
Yeah, y'all, like speaking to the talent. Speaking to the talent again, bro. You guys had a lot of different pieces from different parts of like the different backgrounds and stuff like that. So I'm wondering, bro, like, did y'all ever have to check each other's egos because y'all was winning a lot, brought a lot of attention? Did that ever do anything to any of y'all relationships?
Honestly, nah. I feel like that mob was so close, and I probably had to credit our coach for that, Coach Zach Suber. He definitely made sure nobody, you know, it got to anybody's head too much, more than it should have at least. You know, we had those guys who got a lot of attention. I want to say like Ant, Joe, and Lonnie probably got the most attention like at over that team, but it never was like too much. You know what I'm saying? They may get more gear here and there, you know, little stuff like that, but you know, it's never anything, you know, personal as far as within the players and everything. So we was always all good.
Okay. What about just around the area, the DMV? Obviously, y'all those guys, right? Y'all ever feel like y'all had a target on y'all back?
For sure, but it was like I ain't gonna lie, it was like it wasn't really no disrespect to anybody out there, but at the time it wasn't really no competition in the area. It was we played up a lot if we played in the area, and then if we played Takeover was the only other really team that we was, you know, competing with, but really was no competition really in the area unless we played up. So, you know.
I mean, damn, bro, like no comp in the area, bro. You ain't DC Heat, PTS was good, bro. I know, like shit.
PTS Pistons was alright. It was alright. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I mean, it was some good teams. That's not what I'm saying. It was good teams for sure, but it was just more like the older we got, it was always like Assault, Takeover, and then like the rest of the teams. Not saying those other teams weren't good, but it was like Assault and Takeover were like the faces of the area for sure.
No, I say that just joking, bro. I know y'all was definitely those guys, bro. So on the court, you had that swagger. When you traveled, you had that swagger. Did it ever get any pressure to you guys? Because like you said, winning tournaments constantly, people from the DMV looking at y'all a certain way. Was there ever any pressure that came to y'all, or maybe y'all felt like some animosity?
For sure, like, you know, we going on these trips, and we definitely, like, as far as you bringing up that target on the back, I wouldn't say the area, but when we travel, we definitely had that target on our back. Like, every team who had the you know, the high ranked players, the top 100 players, you know, they was coming out our neck for sure. But, you know, I can't even say it was real bumping to the championship games, really. You know, that's the only really time our games was close. The championship, maybe the semifinal game, but you know, it was on the road. It definitely was a lot of pressure. You know, people coming at us, but we know how to handle that. We wasn't, you know.
Bro, because I came for the last year. I was on the when we went to DC Thunder, and I remember we had lost a game before. It was in like either like the second round of the playoffs or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember Coach Zach went off like he spazzed on us. I was like,
yeah, he don't take that loser well. I'm telling you.
I was like, I'm not gonna hold you because on an AAU level, I was not used to that. That level of expectation and that came with the DC Thunder brand.
Zach. I mean, I feel like Zach knew. You know, he knew how good we were and how good we were supposed to be every time we stepped on that floor. So, if he felt like we ain't do what we had to do, and he wasn't, you know what I'm saying, he felt like he wasted his time going on that trip. I don't blame him. Like looking back on it, I understand a little bit more. Back then, I was like, this dude crazy. But looking back, it's like I see what you're saying, Coach. Like you expected more out of us. You know what I'm saying? Like we was number one in the country. We ain't had no business losing. You know what I'm saying? We had all this chemistry that we ain't had no business losing. And then as far as I'll tell you a story. I remember we played at D-Ball Spotlight. I think we made all the way to the championship and lost. Like, it was a close game. I'm telling you, we got that second place trophy. They took a little picture with us. Coach Zach, as soon as the picture was done, he grabs the trophy, walks off, drops it in the trash can. He ain't, he wasn't taking that losing. Nah, he wasn't doing that losing thing, man.
Did that obviously you talked about what that did for you on the court, you know what I'm saying? But y'all demeanor, just the swagger, like off the court, did that contribute to any of y'all like identity or y'all swag, how y'all carry yourself?
For sure, like, and like I said, I credit that to the coaching staff as well. Coach Zach, Coach Rat, they definitely, they made sure we held ourselves. They've been in the game a long time, so they know, what elite teams look like, what elite teams should be doing. So when we got a tournament, he don't want us in the gym watching no other teams. He don't want us, you know what I'm saying, socialize with other players. He said, this is business. So, like, until you know what I'm saying, they trying to kick y'all ass. What y'all over there socializing with them for? You know what I'm saying? He said, y'all number one in the country. Why y'all socializing with, team that's not even ranked? Like, what's the point? Y'all, what they going to help you with? So, they definitely, they taught, those little things that they taught us back then. I see how I can incorporate that, in life now, moving forward, even past basketball. So, I definitely appreciate them for those, those moments and those lessons.
All right, so let's move a little bit to high school then. Actually, before we even do that, because you said something that you maybe just think about, question I wanted to ask you. Obviously, y'all played a lot of comp. So when I think that Coach Zach, maybe that might have been like an old school mindset. As you see, basketball is a lot more interactive, even from state to state, team to team. You can see it in the league now. Were you able to see a lot of pros and guys who were maybe highly touted in college at a young age and play against them? And how did you personally match up?
For sure. So I want to say personally, I remember playing against Isaiah Briscoe, who went to Kentucky. He was big time name, at Kentucky. And then before he went there, that's probably the most memorable player I remember playing growing up. He was an age group above us. I remember playing him in this one tournament, and just the way he dominated, and like you could tell he was on another level of locked in. Like at the free throw line, I remember him, doing his routine, and I remember him talking to himself, relax, 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 relax. I'm like, this dude crazy. But then, what I'm saying, now I'm seeing it looking back, I'm like, nah, that dude not crazy. That dude was just locked in. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. Like, you never, you always hear people say, like, if you want to be good, you got to be different. You got to get outside yourself. But that's for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Looking back, that's for real. The people who, did, what they wanted to do and whatever it took for them to be what they needed to be, them the successful ones,
Did you yourself ever have a moment where you were like, yo, all right, I'm nice, I'm here. I really do this, like in the AAU circuit or even high school?
Shit, yeah. I want to say that year, was it the year before we were number one or the year we were number one? We had a game, I don't remember details, but I just remember, typically the people who got the love was like Joe, Lonnie, and they would get the love for sure, and then we had our solid pieces like me, Boog, Og, Blake, and all the other guys. But I think it was a game, like a semifinals game. And I was like, I think Joe was having an off game. I can't recall, but I think Joe was having an off game, and I stepped up big, hit a lot of had a couple points. I think it was a double-digit point game, double-digit rebound game, stuff like that. And I was just like, I'm an important piece of this number one team in the country. Like,
Right.
if I'm an important piece on the number one team in the country, I'm a starting piece on the number one team in the country. I'm I got to be pretty good. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what my confidence came a lot from assault. I want to say I definitely gained a lot of confidence playing with assault.
Did you take that and carry that over into McNamara on your freshman year?
Yeah, so coming into McNamara, since I'm playing on the number one team in the country, it's like now I'm going to McNamara, who's not necessarily, your DeMatha or your Gonzaga. Let me go in here and carry these traits that I learned from this number one team and try to bring them over to a team that's not necessarily number one at the moment. I feel like I brought that confidence in, and that, gave me a starting spot my freshman year at McNamara. So I definitely think, those things I learned with the SALT, I carried over to McNamara, and it helped out for sure.
Okay. I know a lot of you guys went to WCAC schools. For the people who don't know, can you just talk a little bit about what the WCAC means, not only to the DMV, but high school basketball in general?
It's bump.
Right.
Nah, facts though. WCAC, this team's like, it's so many NBA players that came out WCAC. So many, DeMatha is consistently ranked, each year. Gonzaga's consistently ranked each year. You got your PBIs. It's a lot of talent. St. John's, a lot of talent in the WCAC. Right now, McNamara is ranked. I just seen they're ranked like 12th in the country right now. That's what I'm saying. That's sneaky. I gotta go catch a game. That's my. I gotta see my guys. If they number 12 in the country right now, I gotta go see what they working with. They didn't turn the program around. I love it. But now WCAC definitely, if it's not the best conference in the world, then it's one of the best for high school for sure.
It's gotta be, bro. It's gotta be at least, if not one, top three.
Yeah, it got to be.
And I think that's a little bit of a testament just to the overall talent in the DMV that we got, bro. The DMV, we just live, sleep, breathe basketball. That's what we do, bro. But we also have some football in there too, which I know you played a year. Talk to me about that, bro. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, growing up, I always heard you supposed to be playing football. Why you not playing football? Why you don't try? So I'm at McNamara. I think this is the point where I think I want to say like probably like the end of my sophomore year, going into my junior year is when I like came to the realization like, all right, kid, you a 6'5" center. You got to figure something out. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to figure something out. So I think that's when I started to like, all right, let me just see what's going on. Everybody telling me I got a football body. Let me just see what's going on with it. So I took a stab. The head coach was recruiting, me and my right hand man, Bug Jamar Watson. He took us from the basketball team and said, "Come try out for football." We played football. We played varsity. It wasn't my thing at all because I came in playing. I didn't watch a lick of football. I didn't know a lick of football. Like I ain't know nothing like terms. I ain't know nothing about football. So I came in blind really, but it was a good experience. I met some good guys. I could say I played football. I played football in the WCAC. That's an accomplishment itself. I don't gotta. I played some downs. So I decided not to play. It wasn't for me after that first year, but. You see where it took Bug, so I can't even. Yeah, he ended up going to Kentucky for football. He flipped his whole roadmap. So, it was a good experience though.
Did you learn anything specific that you could learn from football that translated to basketball?
Yeah, I want to say for sure. I know this probably don't even sound that early, but football might have been the first time I had to. Like consistently get up early for a practice,
like 2 days.
So I think, because McNamara was after school, AAU was typically after school. So I want to say football, we had them early morning workouts. I don't even think it was all that early looking back at it, but like back then it was early. So I was like, damn, I'm getting up early for these practices. That's a whole different mindset. So it's like, it made me focus on getting to sleep at night. Like I got to get up early for practice. I get my work done before I go to sleep. So let me just, work on my time management. So I definitely think football, made sure I worked on my time management for sure.
Okay. All right, bro. I got to ask you this one last thing about Mac WCAC, bro, because I remember y'all used to always talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Who got the best jumps in the WCAC? Who had the best jumps?
Hey, that's no comp. Mac was the Mecca. Mac was definitely the Mecca back then.
Or,
That's no question.
I do know a few little shorties that would.
Mm-hmm.
But now we ain't gonna get too much into that. But anyway,
Yeah.
yo, how do you think McNamara prepared you well going into Drexel?
So I want to say McNamara definitely helped me as far as like academically. I'd say, like McNamara was definitely a good school as far as we had the teachers around us who definitely, you could tell that the teachers cared. And it was most of my teachers that I had a relationship with outside of the classroom. Like I could talk to them at the class. It wasn't any uncomfortable, awkward conversation. It was like I could talk to them at the class. They knew who I was. They knew I was a basketball player. They knew, I was a clown. Like it was that type of thing. Good relationships with the teachers. So I think having that relationship with the teachers, it shows you that they care, because they don't gotta waste their time staying at the class to talk to you. So if they're gonna do that at high school, then they really care. I think McNamara does a good job with that family environment and everybody looking out for each other. So I definitely appreciate them for that at McNamara. That's I'll forever cherish McNamara in my heart for the rest of my life for sure.
So at college, did you get that same treatment from the teachers or nah? He's smiling. He wasn't even trying to talk to the teachers.
Man, at Drexel, man, nah, I ain't get. It wasn't like that at Drexel. I had, our athletic advisor and the coaches and the players. They had our backs for sure. But as far as professors, I college is a little bit, it's not as intimate as a high school is. So it wasn't necessarily the same. But I think Drexel, the Drexel program, as far as the basketball program and people who were connected with the basketball program, definitely showed love. They definitely helped out any way they could. So I appreciate them for that as well. So yeah, McNamara definitely was on a whole different level when it came to family environment and being there for the students.
So did you rock with Drexel when you got there your freshman year?
Hell no, I hated it my freshman year. I hated it my freshman year, and then as my freshman year went on, I kind of. I got in the groove. I had my friends on the team, you know what I'm saying? Like, I started to enjoy the city and everything. So, after my freshman year, my sophomore year, I had a talk with the coach, and he was basically telling me he sees, how my playing style can be implemented into the way they want to play. So I started working on that. But unfortunately, I came across that injury. But overall, I enjoyed Drexel, and for what it was. I appreciate the staff there and, the players. I had a great time there. It wasn't necessarily, your typical college experience as far as like, parties and social life, but it was good. I needed that. Okay. It helped me grow.
That surprises me actually, bro, because isn't Drexel, it's in Philadelphia, right? Is it right next to the other
right next to UPenn, probably like 15 minutes from Temple, yeah.
Okay. So how did you like that type of vibe, that city vibe? It must have been fairly active.
Yeah, I love that city vibe. Like Philly was cool for sure, but Drexel was just, the campus itself was just not. They didn't really have that school spirit. Our games weren't really packed or anything. Even the big games, they weren't really packed. It was no like school spirit. Students weren't like excited about no basketball games. We ain't had no football team. We had no homecoming. So it was just like that school was kind of, it's an academic school. You know what you're getting yourself into when you go to Drexel. Yeah.
All right, bro. So obviously the school wasn't doing it for you. The city, you said you kind of like that vibe, and you also mentioned your injury, which was your sophomore year.
Yeah.
Did not liking the school, did that have any role into like maybe a mental decline during your injury?
This might sound a little weird, but I think my injury gave me hope in a way, if that makes sense. And I'll explain it. I'll say, so my freshman year, I didn't play at all until like the playoffs. The playoffs, we had a player who got an injury, and I ended up having to step up. I played some big minutes in the playoffs. We didn't make it too far, but those minutes, that I played. So the coach was like, all right, yeah, this guy was not playing, who we didn't recruit. Maybe we should keep him around next year because he's showing us that he could be a helpful piece. So I want to say that sophomore year, I got that summer I was playing. I got hurt probably like within the first 5-6 games, and I called my mom. I remember after the game, I called my mom. The game I got hurt. I called my mom. Was like, "Mom, look, I got a little injury. It's a serious one. I can't even walk for real. Da 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 da." And she's like, Are you okay right now? Like, you're not in crate?" I said, "Nah, it's only in pain when I do this, that, the third." She was like, "Oh, if you're able to redshirt, you might be able to get that master's." That's like the first thing on her mind, with her being a principal and everything. So I was like, I mean, that is true. Now, I'm gonna talk to my coach about redshirting if this injury doesn't, happen as quickly as it needs to. I don't want to rush it. And I felt like I took it as a chance to get my freshman year back for not playing. So I said, since I get that extra year, it'll all work out to be helpful.
So it was more of like a positive mindset for you that kind of got you through the injury.
Yeah, I definitely staying positive. Like I said in the beginning, like perseverance. Like I had to stay positive through a lot because I remember my freshman year, Drexel. We had a game on my birthday, October 27th. I think that was like my first or second college game ever. I think my parents couldn't make it. It was my birthday, and I didn't see the floor at all. Like I didn't get off the bench. We lost the game. I'm just like, I was at a low. I was like, damn, like I'm out here at this school. I already hate it because it's dry. Now I'm not playing. It's my birthday. The coaches ain't even tell me happy birthday, and I'm like,
Damn.
I just feel like, you feel what I'm saying? Like that was probably the worst birthday I ever had. But I had some guys around me who, they knew what the situation was and they looked out for me. So, shout out to them for sure because those pieces definitely helped me get through it.
So would you say that your overall experience at the school stayed the same, got worse, or got better?
It got better for sure. Cause not even on the basketball tip, I'd say like I learned how to find my place at that school as far as making friends and learning how to enjoy the city and not be so dependent on the campus. Cause I knew what I was dealing with, so I was like, all right, I got to get out then. This summer, going into my senior year, I was going out. I got me a job. I was doing all types of stuff just to explore Philadelphia. And, in the end, it all worked out. I feel like, I got to play my senior year. I got to experience Philadelphia. I enjoyed it. I can't complain. I can't complain. I appreciate Drexel for all that, for that experience for sure.
Besides perseverance, bro, what would you say that did you find anything out about yourself, about your mental, about your any spiritual realizations, anything that happened between all your experiences at Drexel?
Yeah, so I'd say one of my close friends, Jalen Hayes, he went to McNamara with me, and then he was on McNamara basketball team with me, and he came to Drexel with me. He wants to be a basketball coach, so he was working with Drexel's team as far as he was a manager on the team, but he worked close with the staff as well just to learn some pointers. So with him, being cool with the coaches and me not playing, but us being real close, he was able to they would talk to him about getting me on the court, basically, like what I need to do as far as getting on the court. When you not playing, you gonna find every excuse as in the coach don't like me or they not being fair, they got favorites, whatever the case may be. So Jalen basically talked to me like, look, the coaches don't have no favorites. They don't like who they're playing right now. That's not what it is. He said you just gotta earn it. He said, like, think about it. They have a job, they got a job they have to do. If they don't do their job, they're gonna get fired. So if they feel like you can really help them win games, why wouldn't they play you? So it's like it's the matter of not making excuses, but just doing what you have to do. You do your part, and it all also fall in line. Whatever's meant to be will be if you do your part.
That's a good bar. That's a good bar. Oh shit! Speaking about bars, bro. Let's get into the rap. So, when you start rapping anyway?
Shit. I've been writing songs since I was a youngin'. Like I was a little tight for real. But as far as making songs, like real live recording and stuff, I'd probably say going into my freshman year at Drexel, I had got a MacBook, and I remember that summer I was just playing around on GarageBand, and it was so interesting and so fun to me. I would just get a beat from YouTube and just play around with it and just make stuff like that. But you know I I always had like a little love for music, so I said, let me go ahead and try to get in the studio for real. Let me just see what it's like, and then I get in there. I like the vibe. Still playing around though, so I'm sending the music out to my friends. So they saying, look, this crank, dude. You gotta do something with this. Why you? So I said, fuck it, let me go ahead and put some stuff out, man. Like, what's the worst that can happen?
Bro, you wasn't scared of like nothing like about the coaches or anything like that, bro. 'Cause I know when I rap a little too, but I never put
Yeah.
nothing out. I was just maybe you know what I'm saying. Maybe I'm just I ain't built like that, bro. But I wasn't. I was scared to put some shit out. You know what I'm saying. But what about you? You wasn't thinking about
Nah, definitely hesitant. And then I'll tell you, the first thing I dropped on my birthday, my junior year at Drexel. So 2019. No,
2019.
it was my senior year at Drexel was my first time I dropped. Yeah. So October 2019. Yeah, in my senior year. So I got the Keys EP. I dropped, and all the players on the team. When we warming up, yo, Green just dropped. Throw his shit on. I'm like, yo, chill. Like, I'm cussing. I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about all that and some more shit on there. I'm like, yo, y'all can't be. They get to playing it. The coach is like, yeah, man, like they sicing me up. They're not even. I said, all right, man. I said, y'all hear what I'm talking about. If y'all still gonna size me up, then it is what it is. Yeah. I ain't not every coach I played for that knows about my music. They never, you know what I'm saying? They never said anything about it. Like they have nothing but positive things to say about it. They tell me when the next drop. I'm like, get out of here.
Bro, do you think sports culture kind of changed with that? Because I believe, like, I don't know when, but I feel like recently, maybe like the last 2-3 years, even NBA players have been more comfortable like releasing their stuff, publicizing, like actually promoting their stuff on their pages and whatnot. So, do you think like there was a cultural shift at any point?
Man, I like you said, man. I don't know where it came from or what it was, but I feel like hip hop has always had its way in basketball. From even those guys like Allen Iverson back then. With their style and their swag, it's always influenced by the hip hop culture, the tattoos, the hairstyles, all that. I think like hip hop or rap has always been implemented in basketball. I feel like it goes hand in hand. You know what I'm saying, as far as the culture in some pieces. So I feel like. Yeah, I feel like they definitely do have, they definitely relate and they have like their ways that they influence each other for sure.
You think coaches have been more lenient with their players, like allowing that? Obviously you said your coaches was cool with it. Do you think that would have happened like a few years ago? What if you did that at Mac? What if you dropped something at Mac? What do you think?
I feel like if I had to drop that Mac, I definitely would have heard something from somebody about it. Like as far as just my like some of the word choices and stuff like that. But I don't know if that's more so because it was back in the day, or is it also because I was younger. I feel like also I'm in college. Like what can you really tell me? I'm a grown man. Like what you gonna tell me? Like I feel like in high school, like people might challenge that. So I don't know though. That's a good one. I'm not sure. I think back in the day, definitely probably would have been a little bit more strict on it though, for sure.
What do you? I got my favorite two songs by you. What's your favorite two, Jones? Or what's your favorite songs? Favorite couple? Favorite song? You know what I'm saying?
By myself?
Yeah. Or it can have a feature. It can have a feature on there too.
I got a lot of unreleased stuff I like, but I'm gonna stick to some stuff that's out. I like Palm Tree. I like the bars I got on Palm Tree, and I like the song I got with Ock, Stay Down.
I just listened to that.
I like Stay Down. I got the keys too though. I'm sorry. I gotta go with I gotta say I got the keys. That was like my first joint I put out. I was so confident in that song. I was like, nah, this a good song. I can put this one out. So I gotta go. I got the keys. That was like the first song I was truly confident in. Yeah. What you got?
All right, my joke is Speed Dial. That joke.
See? Everybody like Speed
So
Dial.
bad catchy. I like that joke. And then on the regular, bro, I throw on a fit to that, bro. I would throw on a fit to that.
On the regular, I'm talking about that drip. Yeah.
That joke, bro.
Yeah.
I like that one. What's the one with? It's called breath or breathing.
Oh, breathing. Yeah,
I like
breathing.
that one too. I like that one too. That's a good joke. That's a good joke.
Shout out Ock though. We definitely, we used to be in the stew when he was living out in DC. We used to be in the stew a lot, like just throwing some stuff together, like on the playful tip. But that shit used to come out cranking.
Sure.
So I love to make some more music with Ock whenever he stopped playing. He a busy dude though, so it's hard to catch up with Big Ock.
Both playing, bro. You said you sitting on some songs. What's up, bro? Dang.
Nah, I got a lot. I'm trying to drop. I'm not trying to drop again until I'm done with this basketball stuff. So I'm gonna have some stuff coming out probably April, probably like April. I'm gonna do some music videos and drop in April.
We got some videos on the way.
I'm gonna try. Yeah, I need to get some footage. I need to get my footage up, get my YouTube jumping.
Let me know if you need an extra in the background, bro. Let me know if you need
Yes, sir. Always.
Bro, you talk about basketball, bro. So let's talk a little bit about the season now. Obviously, you're at Howard. His first year.
Mm-hmm.
The first question I want to lead off with, bro, is not even with on the court question. It's more of a off the court question. HBCU versus PWI, just straight like that. What's the vibes difference? What do you prefer? You know what I'm saying? Keep it a buck. What's up?
Yeah. So that's one of the main reasons why I chose Howard. One, I wanted to be closer to home. Two, I wanted a new experience, with Drexel not necessarily having the best school spirit and student life on campus. I wanted to go to a school that was quote unquote lit for real. I know that might sound like a bad reason to go to a school, but I think being home was probably my number one, and then a school that was more lit, just more so I could experience, like get a full college experience. I feel like differences I'd say, it's not really fair to say, because I feel like because of COVID and everything, it's definitely not what people say Howard is like. Like I heard people say, I went to the homecoming game. They said, these streets would have been filled if it wasn't for COVID. So it's like I feel like I still can't even really speak on the true experience, but it's still 10 times better than what Drexel had going on as far as like student life and school spirit. We still get decently packed games, despite COVID. So I can't really I can't complain with my decision. I like for what I went to Howard for. I'm getting it for sure.
You guys recently just played Notre Dame. How was the environment there?
That was amazing environment. They said that's probably one of the few times that a high major school has come to an HBCU or to play a game. So that was a big time game for us for sure. And my guys brought it to the table. I had a little injury, so I didn't even play that game for sure. I mean, for real. I was on the bench, but my guys definitely brought. They brought that power. We lost by what, 3? We lost by 3. People were expecting a blowout for real. So. That environment, the more we play like that, the more that environment's going to keep jumping. So, we trying to string them along right now for sure.
With the NBA and the inaugural classic with the HBCU, bro, what do you see hoops looking like for HBCUs in the upcoming future?
Man, I think with the way things have been moving recently, I think HBCUs can definitely continue to grab these highly ranked players, and the more they grab highly ranked players, and these highly ranked players are able to, have successful careers at these HBCUs, the bigger, it's going to be for HBCUs. Soon you'll start seeing like HBCUs in the, Sweet 16. You might get a sneaky one in Sweet 16 or something like that. The more, it's going to take some time for sure, but it's going to take that right player to set it off and set the tone and start the trend. and really go to HBCU and have a successful career, still go to the league. You know what I'm saying? Because once somebody shows that it can be done, I feel like it's gonna be a lot more that'll fall in line.
Bro, I think that's 100% facts, and I think the fact that Howard was the school that got to land a big recruit was huge for you guys. But I don't know if McCord Maker was the right type of prospect to start it off. You know what I'm saying? Because he was kind of the first one to go to Howard. Obviously, your guys' time didn't overlap, but
right.
Obviously, it was Don Maker's brother. He committed there. Yeah, I think, but to your point, bro, I think it's gonna take the right type of player. They're gonna have that come in with that type of swag, type of mindset, and I don't know, bro. Every time I played at HBCUs, bro, it's the atmosphere has been so much different, just the overall vibe. And I was talking to Coach Chretian Lukusa, who's an assistant at Morgan State, and he was saying the same thing, bro. It's just the vibe is much more intimate. Everybody's right on top of you. What you're hearing is different. It's more of an outdoor feel. I feel like if HBCU got a recruit who kind of embodied more of that, those personalities and those type of traits, I think it would be even successful.
Sure.
It would be even more.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to McCord though. Last year when I was at Howard, he was there. So we definitely got. I think how many games we played together? 2. Yeah, I think we played 2 games together. That's a talented kid, a lot of potential for sure. What people fail to realize is, you coming in, you expect all this from these 5-star athletes, but you gotta remember they still kids going against, people like me who's 24 in college. What is he, 18? So I mean, he supposed to cook because he's a 5-star, but then again, he still got to build, he still got to grow. But nah, he was talented for sure. He came across that injury and everything. So I mean, if we had a full season, it's no telling where he could have took that for sure. Especially if we had won it. That could have been big for sure. But I think just him committing and bringing that attention to Howard, that did a lot for sure. So I applaud him for that, because that's, he sacrificed going to a Duke or Kentucky or, what I'm saying, those big schools like that to bring some attention to an HBCU, to bring some attention to Howard, when he could have easily, went to a big time school like that. So I think that's a bold move by him for sure, whether it worked out, in his favor or in our favor, because I feel like it helped Howard regardless. He didn't have to play a game. He still brought that attention to it. So, that's big time for him. Big time move for him for sure.
No, that's facts, bro. I don't want to try seem like I'm trying to poo-poo on his move or nothing like that. That was definitely
Nah. Fact. I get what you're saying though. Yeah, a lot of people's on his head though. I see.
You know what I'm saying? It was out there. I gotta say something on it. You feel me?
Yeah. Nah, facts. Nah, I got you. I just, I can't. Right. That's my guy. I can't speak bad on him. So I got you.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. But I think that's pretty much what I got for you. I don't want to take too much of your time, bro. But yeah, man. I just really again, thank you for coming up here and chopping it up with me, bro. Best of luck to the rest of your season. And bro, just let me know when you about to drop something, bro. Like, sheesh, bro.
Hey, I'm dry. Hey, it's come when the season over and I'm done with basketball. I appreciate basketball for everything, but I'm gonna go ahead and lay all this music out, just to get it off my plate. Dropping out with a lot of, a lot of fresh stuff. So y'all be on the lookout.
Man. Sam Green, bro.
Yes, sir.
Once again, bro, appreciate you chopping it up with me today, man. And have a good rest of your day, bro.
Appreciate you for having me, bro. I got them, yeah. SG the real. I got them racks on me now. And I got them racks on me now. I got my slab on speed dial. He say it's up when we around. I get the one for cheap now.